What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome back to the Fitcho Career. It is part number 19, the finale, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, my last ever race on F1 2015, well, at least for now, and F1 2016 is so close. This should be going up Monday, and the game drops on Friday. I'm so damn hyped for it. It's not far away, but anyway, we've got to get through this race first, the finale of the Fitcho Career. Now, it's brought to my attention that what I said when I was talking about the standings at the end of the previous episode was wrong. So of course this is the 2014 season, and as much as I hate the rule, there was double points for the final round of the season. So just for the sake of realism, there is going to be in this episode as well. So what my friend pointed out to me is that with the double points, if Red Bull get a 1-2 finish and Mercedes completely finish outside the points, we can tie them for first in the Constructors. We can't beat them, but we can tie them with the double points. A 1-2 finish and Mercedes completely out of the points. Other than that, Rosberg is leading the championship by about 13 points at the moment from Lewis Hamilton. So it's going to be interesting to see which Mercedes comes out on top here in Abu Dhabi. But anyway, here we are. It's a track that, oh, I'm running very wide there, hitting the jump that everyone seems to hit there. Just, you know, you go a little bit wide there, pushing a bit too hard, experimenting early in practice. But this is a track that I don't really like and I don't really dislike. I'm sort of middle ground with this one. There's two long straights in quick succession here. So you're going down one of them now, then there's a little chicane in the other one. So that's going to play a big role in the race, I think, if we can be battling with the Mercedes, because they're going to have that straight line speed over our Renault engine, and we're going to get killed down those straights. But other than that, the rest of the track is going to be pretty good. But I guess we're going to see how we go. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. But without further ado, let's jump into qualifying. So here we are in qualifying on our first flying lap, towards the end of the lap in the third sector, and Jeff is starting to talk to us in a very tricky braking zone. Team radio?
Are you fucking kidding me, Jeff? I know I'm low on fuel. It's a qualifying run. Fuck's sake, Jeff. Don't tell me oh, I've held up my teammate now. Fuck's sake. Jeff, don't tell me things I already know. And then don't tell me I'm low on fuel in a fucking qualifying run. Especially if it's the fucking hardest braking zone in the entire track. What is wrong with you, Jeff? Jesus Christ, don't talk to me in the corners.
So as you could hear there, I was getting really frustrated. We actually got onto our second flying lap of the race towards the end of the session. As you can see, the session has actually timed down. Our banker lap did put us in first, but Hamilton set purple, and now Rosberg set purple, and we've been bumped all the way down to 4th place now. We're coming into the final sector, and this pressure is on us right now. We have to improve and hope that Jeff doesn't talk to us, because that was really frustrating. Really off-putting. Now I've taken ABS off. I have to really concentrate a bit more on my driving, and that's a very tricky braking zone. Talking to us there was the worst idea, and I got really pissed off. But here we are, only 2 corners to go. We're down to 6th place now. We go navigate the second last corner, not too bad. Jeff is telling us our teammate is a little bit faster now, so we miss the apex of the final corner. We come across the line, the shortest run to the line, and we get 2nd place. And I reckon we could have got first if it wasn't for Jeff talking to us in that final corner. And as you can see, it is very close between us and Nico Rosberg. It looks like we're 0.084. I'm not sure if that's an 8 or a 4. I can't quite read it, but it's very close there in qualifying. But we split the Mercedes on the front row, so it's not all doom and gloom. But Nico Rosberg has taken pole. The best position for him to try and win his first world title, as he does have the championship lead. Of course, his championship rival, Lewis Hamilton, is starting directly behind us, the front of the second row, and our teammate is down in 5th. Without further ado, let's jump into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So here we are on the grid for the last time on F1 2015. We're on the front row. We're about to plunge into darkness here in Abu Dhabi for the last round of the 2014 Fitcho Career season. Let's have a look at the race strategy. It looks like it's going to be a 2-stop race according to our strategy, with options on lap 8 or 9, then primes 17 or 18, going to the end for the 28 lap Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Without further ado, let's jump into the race. Here we are. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, Lights out and away we go. Rosberg gets a good start and so does Hamilton. And so does the Williams, who's going up our inside as we head down into turn number 1. We're going to hang it around the outside of Valtteri Bottas, and we've only lost 1 place off the start. We've got the 2 Mercedes in front of us, so we cut later onto the lap. We've got Valtteri Bottas now pulling to our inside down the back straight. Not with the aid of DRS, I was about to say, we're going to look back up his inside. We're going to go late under the brakes. We can't afford to let the Williams get in front of us as we go back up his inside and get back into a podium place. And as you can see there, our teammate is now attacking the Williams, so he's not going to have a chance to get back at us down this next straight. As you can see, Ricciardo is on his inside, doing very, very well for the team there, protecting me in a way, so I can try and go forth and catch those Mercedes. As now we cut to lap number 5, and we are actually catching up to the Mercedes. We're right on the back of Rosberg, a little bit of a lock up there from both of us. We're going to look up the inside here as we get much better traction out of that corner. We go up the inside of the left-hander, and we get the move done on the German, and we're now up into 2nd place. And at the moment, I think Hamilton is in position to win the title. Now onto lap number 7, we're closing up on Lewis Hamilton. We lock up a little bit as he's going quite slow. I think his tyres are getting a bit worn here as we're getting very close to the pit window. And now we're coming down the 2nd DRS straight. We're going to open the flap. Are we going to be close enough to get a move on Lewis Hamilton? It doesn't look like it with his straight line speed in that Mercedes. We just can't keep up with our Renault engine, but we go very late under the brakes. That's where we really catch the Mercedes. We saw it with Rosberg, now we see it with Hamilton. We get better traction out of that little 3-part chicane. We're going up the inside of the left-hander, and we make the move stick. Pretty much a carbon copy of the move we did on his teammate. We're now into the lead of the race. As we cut onto lap number 8, we are coming to the pits, and I believe at this point, both Mercedes had already pitted, going for a bit of an undercut on us, so it's going to be interesting to see where we come out in relationship to them. But here we go, we're going to put on another set of the option tyres, the faster tyre, the Red Bull Super Soft tyres. But like I said, I think Rosberg has a 2-lap undercut on us, and then Hamilton has maybe a 1-lap undercut, and you can just see him at the end of the pit lane there, as we're going to come out in this very tricky pit exit. Quite a cool pit exit, how you go under the track, but it's very, very tight. But where are we going to come out compared to the Mercedes? Here we go, we can see the little proximity area. We're going to emerge from the pit wall. Where are the Mercedes? I think that's Hamilton in front of us, but where is Rosberg? I think we've slotted out right in front of him. Yes, we have, only just. If we had waited another lap, or made a little mistake on that in-lap, we wouldn't have got back ahead of Rosberg, but Hamilton has perfected the undercut on us, and he is now up into the lead. After our brilliant move on us is a little bit frustrating, but now we're onto the DRS straight, and we only just came out in front of Rosberg, and I think he's going to have a go at us. He wants to get back past us and have a go at his teammate, because they are fighting for the title. We're getting in the way here of their battle, but there he goes, up our inside, and we're going to switch back and go to the inside late under the brakes. We don't want him to get past us. We want to attack Hamilton. We want to win the final race of the season. We get back past him, a really nice move. Is now onto lap number 10. He's looking to the outside down the first DRS straight, but there is nothing doing around the outside, and we hold on to 2nd place for now, but we're really hoping Rosberg would just back off a little bit, because we definitely have the pace here in Abu Dhabi. We want to try and use that to try and catch up to Lewis Hamilton, and all this battling is just helping him get away. But here he goes again, Nico Rosberg, going to our outside. We're going to go deep under the brakes, and we're going to hold on to 2nd place for now. And we cut onto the very next lap, and we look behind us, and Rosberg is nowhere to be seen. What has happened to Nico? He just seems to have disappeared from behind us. I don't think he pitted. Nothing obvious happened. We're going to cut to a replay on board with Nico Rosberg. There I am just in front, coming down to turn number 1. And he seems to get hit with a wall of understeer or something. He goes quite wide, really struggles. You can see him really fighting with the steering wheel through these corners. So I'm not too sure what has happened to Nico Rosberg. It's almost like his tyres have fallen off the cliff or something. We're only about a few laps into this stint, so it doesn't really make that much sense. But then again, I think he did pit earlier than us. But I don't know what's going on. He just seems to be really struggling with the car, just bottling the championship almost, because this has huge implications on the championship. This could give the championship to Lewis Hamilton. We're going to go back on board with myself. It's now lap number 14, and we're catching up to Lewis Hamilton. But there you can see, end of lap 14, he's peeling off into the pit lane. So to pit at this stage of the race, it seems like it has to be a 3-stop race. And now we cut a few laps later, 3 laps later in fact, to lap 17, and we're coming to the pit lane. So he has a 3-lap undercut on us. But I think, just from the timing of his stop, and I think I checked on the race director, he has gone on to option tyres. And as you can see, we're fitting prime tyres. This is our final stop of the race. We're going to the end now, and I think he is doing a 3-stop. He's going to have to pit again, so it's going to be interesting to see how these strategies play out. Will the 2-stop be quicker, or will the 3-stop be quicker? It's going to be interesting. He's on the 3-stop, I'm on the 2-stop, so it's going to be interesting to see how this actually plays out. We're going to come out of the pit lane in second place, and I think he's about 10 seconds down the road at this stage, so quite a ways ahead of us, but we are on fresh tyres, albeit the prime tyres at this stage of the race. But now onto lap number 19. It looks like a very slow-moving Valtteri Bottas in front of us. Oh my god, we've hit the back of him! Have we not broken up? We broke any of our front wing? Doesn't look like it. I think our front wing's okay, but as you can see, Bottas has lost all of his. Not too sure what's happened to Valtteri, going very, very slow there. Very odd. So we're going to watch a little bit of a replay with Valtteri Bottas. Here he is coming out of the pit lane on the super soft tyre, and everything seems quite fine and dandy. He was quite competitive early in the race. He seems to have dropped off a little bit. He was battling with Daniel Ricciardo, but there you can see he's come out in between the Toro Rossos. That was Jean-Eric Vergne going, and what is happening? He's just slowed down massively. Very odd there. It looks like a McLaren of Kevin Magnussen now going up his inside into this sort of chicane before the hairpin in the straight. He's going side by side with Kevin Magnussen. He's going to be on the outside for the hairpin. There you can see a good shot. That's definitely Magnussen. It looks like Kvyat right behind them as they're coming down the DRS straight. It's going to be a Mercedes versus Mercedes engine as they head down this back straight with the aid of DRS. Who got DRS? I think Magnussen did, but Bottas is pulling away, and here comes Daniel Kvyat, our replacement in the Toro Rosso, going to the outside, trying to go around the outside of Valtteri Bottas. As we're now on board with Bottas. He gets squeezed out there on the exit by our teammates. Some great racing there from our replacement, Daniel Kvyat, but here he goes down the back straight. Kvyat doesn't stand a chance in that car, but here comes Bottas. Oh, he's hit the back of Kvyat. He's spun. He's hit the wall. He's lost his front wing. He's all good. No! He's been spun by Kevin Magnussen. He's come back, understeered, and clipped Kevin Magnussen and spun him around. Now we're going to speed up the clip. He is sort of stopped in the track. It's very odd how the AI do this. Very, very weird. Just stopped in the track, waiting and waiting and waiting, but here he goes. He's finally going to get going, but he almost crashes into the race leader and possibly the world champion, Lewis Hamilton there. Very, very odd. He waited for so long and almost came back on and had an incident, so that's very strange, but he did lose his front wing. He's going very, very slowly, all over the place, really. And now we're going to cut to a nice cinematic shot. Here we are coming up behind him. We just don't know where he's going, and we just hit the back of him. But somehow, because of this sort of dodgy damage system in this game, we come away with a full front wing, absolutely no damage. And now we cut onto lap number 19. And Lewis Hamilton is coming into the pit lane for his third and final stop of the race. He's going to be fitting the prime tyre. We have taken the lead of the Grand Prix, but Lewis Hamilton on some fresh tyres. It's going to be interesting. He's going to be chasing us down. I think he's going to be around 10 seconds behind us once he comes out of the pit lane. And as you can see, the gap is 10.5 at the start of lap 21. Now it's 7.9. He's cutting down that gap really, really quickly there with the fresh tyres. Now it's down to 6.4.
You've got to be kidding me. Who does this guy think he is? Fucking back markers unlapping you down the straight. Fuck's sake.
And now we're getting tangled up with back markers. A freaking Marussia is trying to unlap himself down the pit straight as we're trying to hold the lead to Lewis Hamilton. And now the gap's down to 4.9 seconds with about 5 laps to go. It is getting really small now. It's now down to 4.5. Only 4 laps to go. This is going to be close come the end of the race. So Jeff is just telling us that Lewis Hamilton is up into rich revs, and we're doing the same. We have saved a fair bit of fuel in the middle stint of the race. We're up about 0.8, I think, so we can afford to go up into rich. We've saved something in the bank to try and defend. Now the gap's down to 3.4 seconds. We run very, very wide there, making a bit of a mistake, pushing hard. But now we're putting the hammer down. We're turning the wick up, almost essentially hammer time. But we're not. Lewis Hamilton trying to get away from it a little bit and try and stop him from getting back at us. We've got 3 laps left of this race, and now the gap is, we're waiting for it. He's lost a second. It's down to 4.3 now. It has worked, saving the fuel, and we've been able to push on that last lap and actually gap Hamilton a little bit. It's the penultimate lap. We're going to round the final corner of the race, come up to the line, and we're going to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. What a way to end the season. First place. What a race, really enjoyed that one, but here we are on the top step of the podium, Lewis Hamilton in second, and then Daniel Ricciardo in third, so it is a Red Bull 1-3, and I think Lewis Hamilton has also clinched the World Drivers' title, and Mercedes has definitely won the Constructors' title. And there we go, we have won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the last race of the season. Lewis Hamilton has got second place, with Daniel Ricciardo, our teammate, taking the third step on the podium. Just off the podium, we have Fernando, Alonso, then Felipe Massa, Jean-Eric Vergne doing very well. Up in sixth with his Toro Rosso, then Kevin Magnussen in seventh, then the other Toro Rosso, our replacement, Daniel Kvyat, in 8th, and that might just be enough for Toro Rosso to hold on to their lead over McLaren. Then in 9th and 10th, rounding out the points, is the two Force India boys. Just outside the points, we have the two Saubers with Esteban Gutierrez, then Adrian Sutil. Then Jenson Button down in 13th with a penalty for some reason, then Jules Bianchi, Pastor Maldonado, Max Chilton, Kamui Kobayashi, Valtteri Bottas, Marcus Ericsson, Nico Rosberg finishing down in 20th place. I do not know what happened to him. It looks like he ended up having 5 pit stops. A very odd race for him. Losing the championship, absolutely bottling it there. And then you could see, I think it was Kimi Raikkonen did not finish the race. But what a race, what a season it has been. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Fitcho career. I really enjoyed it, but I'm glad it's over in a way. Only 4 days till F1 2016. Bring it on. I cannot wait for it. So after 19 races around some of the world's best tracks, Lewis Hamilton comes out on top as the world champion, the 2014 world champion with 290 points. Despite coming into the final round of the season 13 points behind his teammate, he was able to overhaul the deficit and get the championship by 23 points over Nico Rosberg. Then in third place is myself with 249. We managed to get clear of our new teammate Daniel Ricciardo in fourth. Then fifth and sixth come the two Williams, with Felipe Massa edging out his younger teammate Valtteri Bottas by 6 points. In 7th place and 8th place is the two Ferraris, with Fernando Alonso just getting the edge on Kimi Raikkonen by 2 points. 9th place is the no longer driver Sebastian Vettel with 111 points. Then 10th and 11th we have the two McLarens, with Jenson Button having the edge over his teammate Kevin Magnussen. 12th place is our old teammate Jean-Eric Vergne with 40 points, just behind Kevin Magnussen by 4 points. Then 13th and 14th is the two Force Indias, with Nico Hülkenberg winning that inter-team battle by 3 points. In 15th is our replacement Daniel Kvyat with 9 points. Then in 16th we have Esteban Gutierrez, then Romain Grosjean, Jules Bianchi and Kamui Kobayashi, and then not scoring any points throughout the season was Adrian Sutil, Max Chilton, Marcus Ericsson and Pastor Maldonado. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes-AMG Petronas have come out on top, only by 40 points over Red Bull Racing. They had a much bigger margin earlier in the season, but Red Bull were able to close it up, but not enough in the end there. Third place is Williams, ahead of Ferrari in 4th place, and out of the Toro Rosso McLaren battle, Toro Rosso, with the early form of myself there in the season, were able to hold on to 5th place, edging out McLaren by 18 points in the end. In 7th place is Force India, all by themselves there with no one near them. In 8th place was Sauber, Lotus was in 9th, and tied for 10th was Marussia and Caterham, both scoring 1 point, so every constructor scored a point. So that is it for the Fitcho career. I just want to thank you guys for all the support on this series. I really enjoyed making it, and you guys seem to have really enjoyed watching. I just want to thank you guys for that. Support on this series has been really good, especially considering the game is 13 months old. You guys are still asking for it and wanting to see it, so I just want to thank you guys for that. But that is it for F1 2015 content from me, or at least for now, quite possibly forever, to be honest. Yes, the game was good. It was a bare bones game. The crux of the game was good. The handling, the AI, that was all pretty good, and I enjoyed it, but it was really lackluster when it came to features. And F1 2016 just looks like F1 2015 improved and having all those features that we wanted on it. So to be honest, I think this game is just going to be pushed aside like F1 2014 was. So this is probably the last F1 2015 video you're going to see from me for a very long time, and quite possibly ever. This game's been good to me. When I started out on it, I think this was the first F1 game I ever uploaded videos on. When the game came out 13 months ago in July, I had under 50 subscribers, and here we are 13 months later. The new game is about to come out. I've got over 550, so I've gained like over 500 subscribers throughout the course of this game. I just want to thank every single one of you for all the support over the life cycle of this game, especially at the end. 13 months on, a very lackluster game in features, and a game that died out pretty quickly, but you guys have still been giving me a lot of support on this series. I just want to thank you guys for that. And F1 2016, Friday the 19th of August, it is so close now. I'm recording this on the Monday. It should be up tonight, and I just can't wait for it. I'm so hyped for it. Like I've already announced my career mode plans and everything. I'm going to be using Force India, and then I'm going to be doing a GP2 career later on. And depending if I get that finished, and depending on the F1 2017 sort of release date, I have another series planned, quite possibly, but that'll sort of be when the 2017 season starts up, maybe more around that time, but that's a fair way off. F1 2016, only 4 days to go, August 19th, I'll see you then, but that is all for today. That's all for the Fitcho Career, that is all for F1 2015. Just want to thank you for all the support on this series and this game, but that is all for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.